So how do you get yourself out of a reading slump? Well, apparently my advice, which I'll be completely and totally honest, I would not take it, is to read like 3 to 4 700-page books all at one time and just see where that gets you. Because that's where I'm at right now. That's literally where I'm at right now. I have no idea how I got here. I just know that I'm like the guy in the meme where he's with his girlfriend and he's looking back at this other girl. That's how I am with books right now. It's like books I was going to save for, I don't know, September, October. I'm like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to go for it right now. I'm going to just go for it and see where this takes me. Well, probably not a great idea to do that after a really serious burnout, but hey, to each their own, and I guess this is just where I'm going to do things. So this feels like I'm setting myself up for failure, maybe because I actually truly am. But anyways, I'll get past that. I will get on to what have I read, what have I actually finished reading, what am I currently reading, and what am I just now starting on. And overall, I finished my favorite book at least so far, of August, as my first book. And that book was actually The Bedlam Bride by Matt Dinniman, book 6 of the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. Now, this book, I've heard so many bad things about. But I actually thought this was probably my second favorite book besides the original book. In fact, I don't even know. Maybe it's even my favorite. And I say that because the first one has some really slow moments with explaining the game, where I kind of felt like this one explained the game. It had a lot of moments where it was like explaining. But I don't know if it's because I'm used to it now, or if it just felt like the AI just really, truly just hit with the explanations. I don't know. I don't know what it is when it comes to it, but I loved this one. And I'll be honest, I was kind of dreading it simply because it's got a giant freaking spider in it. I am not a spider person. I thought I was going to hate this book. Maybe I would say there's like one bad thing I can actually just truly say in this, where it was a negative of it, was maybe there wasn't enough of her in this book. Maybe, it is the Bedlam Bride here, and maybe more of, the Bedlam Bride. I guess that was her name in this book. But anyways, let's get to what I really actually enjoyed. Carl and Donut were superb in this book. They were superb. In fact, this is a return to what made this series so great, in my opinion. I felt like the Butcher's Masquerade was just adding character after character after character after character, and the character would die over here, and then we'd been calling Donut and be like, oh no, not this character, we loved her so much. I'd be like, who is that character again? I don't even know that character. Like, that's the way it felt. It felt like it was just adding too much at one time. I wasn't enjoying it. It was expanding the world and the crawlers around them more than it was of focusing on the bread and butter, which is Donut and Carl. Now, do I wish that they had a little bit more Claudia in this one? Yes, I do. I thought that would actually be a lot better if they had done that. But at the same time, like, I love me some Carl and Donut. I just do. I think they are so great together, and they add such emotional depth. And when one is in trouble and the other one is having to try to save that one, or trying to figure out ways to, almost just die for them to a certain extent, it's, even though that's not going to happen, it's still hits hard. It still hits hard. And then there was a lot of moments that was really touching when it come to this book. And I just absolutely loved it. Now, another thing that I will say on this one, it had some great cameos, or a cameo. Well, there was a couple cameos, but I mean, the only one I'm going to really talk about is Patrick Warburton. Like, the dude is known for his funny roles, but he played Carl's dad in this one, and I thought that was so unique and different because he played somebody who wasn't funny, who was a really horrible person, and he pulled it off perfectly. And those scenes between Carl and his dad, definitely 5 out of 5, hit hard every single time. Absolutely loved the backstory when it come to that. Loved the unique twist that they added at the with the father and the family. I love that aspect of it. I thought that was a great twist. I thought it added a little bit more pain and suffering for Carl that really, really hit home in a lot of ways. So really enjoyed that. And as far as the huge action sequences, I thought they were amazing. Now, a lot of people have complained about the card system. They're like, maybe it's just a little bit too overblown or over-explained. I didn't think it was any of it. I really thought, and I'm not even a Pokemon or any of that kind of stuff like card games, any of those card games, I'm not really for. But I thought this one did it in an amazing way, and I was really interested seeing how these decks lined up in a lot of ways. I actually found that really cool. It didn't feel like the third book where it was about, the trains and, about how everything's kind of mixing together that was so overly complicated. I thought this one, it was easily digestible. And I thought it did a great job with it. I really did. So I love the card system. It wasn't a negative. It was actually a positive in a lot of ways for me. Now, as far as the world getting bigger, the world got a lot bigger. We got to see the villains behind the scenes in a lot of ways. We got to see the big players. We got to see kind of how this game is working. And in previous versions, like the Butcher's Masquerade, I felt like they did a terrible job of really expanding the world. But in the Bedlam's Bride, I thought they did an amazing job with it. Simply because I was able to, again, I keep using the word, digest a lot of the information that I was given. It felt realistic. It felt like it applied to the story, and it was memorable information. It wasn't just something that I throw over here and I go, all right, maybe that's something, but just not for this book. I didn't feel that way in this book. I felt like this book deserved every bit of information that it was given. I felt like it was useful information. I don't feel like it was wasted information. We get some backstories of some crawlers. Love that aspect of it too. Maybe didn't hit as hard with those moments as what I probably would have enjoyed. But I thought overall, the payoffs was really good when it come to it. And again, Jeff Hayes, he hits this out of the park. Like on this one. I think he does that even in the books I don't really enjoy. Now, what is some of the problems that I had in it? I do feel like there was a little bit of uneven pacing. At times, even though I say a lot of the information was digestible, there was sometimes info dumps that felt maybe unnecessary at that very moment, or maybe went on a little too long. That was, obviously the AI is the best aspect of this story in a lot of ways. At least for me it is. And I just kind of felt like maybe the jokes went on a little bit too longer than what they should have. Like, get it, you're trying to be edgy, but at the same time it's like, all right, we get it already. But overall, I really don't have many bad things to say. I can't believe I'm already on book 6 of this and finished it. I love this book. I would give this book a 4.5 out of 5 in a lot of ways. And I mean, it's borderline 5-star to me. It really is. It feels like the original book, the one that got me started on this journey in the first place. So, absolutely loved it. Definitely would recommend it. Cannot wait to read the next book. I mean, you know you love a book when you can't wait to read the next book. Unfortunately, I just got myself way too caught up in too many series. But let's go to the next thing. The book who is my buzzkill. This is literally Empire of the Dawn will forever be known in my eyes as the buzzkill book. It's the one where that I love the Bedlam Bride so much. I'm enjoying my time. And then I'm like, you know what? I gotta do my daily reading of Empire of the Dawn. I'm hating this book. Every time that it gets me into it, it totally takes me out of it again. Totally takes me out of it. If it's not some stupid sex thing that goes on like 5 pages long, if it's not some unnecessary dialogue, if it's not some Mary Sue bullcrap with Dior, like, oh, Dior will go, oh, well, you know, this person don't like me. What are you talking about? Who could not like you? And then this is even the villains that are even saying this at this point to her. So I'm just like, I give up. This is horrible writing, Jay Kristoff. This is horrible writing. I don't care that you are a New York Times bestseller, like it says there. I don't care. You are writing this as though this is a book that is made for romance novels. Like, that's the way you're feeling. You are making almost a filler book in a lot of ways. You have added a unnecessary POV characters that were not needed. You have turned an enjoyable Dior, who I loved in the first book actually, and made her so unlikable that I don't see, like, it makes me go, how does the people around her stand her? And instead, they have the exact opposite feel of it. Like it's like she's amazing, you know, she's the best at everything that she's doing. She saved the kingdom. She's, of course, the chosen one. And everybody knows it and everybody loves her. And it's just, there's no pushback. There's no story to it. There's even a part that I got done reading today where Celine is even talking to her. And she's like, so Celine is talking with her to Dior. And Celine is like, well, you know, you should be the queen. You're so great, and you're you're thinking you need Gabriel. No, you're better than Gabriel. What are you talking about? Gabriel in this series and in this book is Apex Gabriel. He is S tier Gabriel. Even in this book. The problem is he's almost never in this book. It's like, we'll get a little bit of Gabriel, and the story that goes around that is actually kind of interesting. And then next thing you know, we head off back to Celine's story with Dior. And that lasts like twice as much. Probably, if there's 700 pages in this book, I'm not even joking when I say 500 of it is literally focused on Dior. I'm just not liking my time with this. This is a book that if I have not come so far, I would have DNF'd this. I would have DNF'd it. But I do love the world building so much. And there is enough little intrigue about Day's death or whatever that is that makes me want to carry on. But these characters in this book are so repulsive to me right now that I just can't hardly stand it. I literally, like, anybody that is on Dior's POV or Celine's POV when it comes to Dior. Every single one of those characters I care nothing about. I only care about the characters that deal with Gabriel. Gabriel is the main character. Gabriel is getting no time. He's being pushed aside for an uninteresting character. That's just what it comes down to. So, Empire of the Dawn gets all the hate that it deserves. Those who say this is a 5-star book, I'm sorry, I'm calling you out. You're a liar. You are a liar. You cannot look me in the eye and tell me that book is a 5-star. I will not believe you. I will not believe you. I can see how some people can like this book, not have the problems that I have in it with it, but I do not see how anybody can give this a 5-star. I really, truly can't. Truly can't. I feel like you're either lying to yourself and then you're lying to me. That's the way I feel towards it. So all you booktubers who are doing that, 5-star, 5-star, 5-star for Empire of the Dawn, sorry, not believing you. Don't trust that. I'll just flat out say, don't trust someone who gives this a 5-star. I can't believe I'm saying this because who am I to tell other people what they like? I'm just saying, I'm to the point where when I look at these reviews of these books, sometimes I'm not believing them. I'm not giving them the benefit of the doubt sometimes, because they're part of the reason why I've gone through reading slumps, is trying to follow books that are really popular, books that are absolutely amazing. And I keep coming into these books, and these books keep being so below par that, I mean, I don't just dislike them, I outwardly hate them. And that's unfortunately where I'm at with Empire of the Dawn. Now, I'm about 60 or 70% way through with this book. Can't get done with it quick enough. I will be so glad. I thought I was going to go on to Nevernight. I don't know after this one. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit burned out on Jay Kristoff. I feel like the man has so much potential. I really put him up there in world building with George R. Martin. Like, I really think he does such an amazing job. But that man just cannot figure out what kind of book he wants. Do you want a YA book? Do you want a romantasy? Do you want a just softcore porn book? What do you want? What do you want, Jay Kristoff? Come up with it, because right now you're not giving me what I signed up for in the first book. The cover that you're giving me is not the cover. Is not what I'm reading on the page. It's just not. It's just not. So, on that one, I'm sorry. I think he's got all the potential in the world. I just feel like he's not living up to it with this one. I just feel like he didn't know where to go with this. He wants to write Dior as the main character. I think he grew bored of Gabriel and just decided, you know what? Dior is going to be my main character from now on, and I'm not going to give any reason. I'm just going to make it that way. So that's the way I feel towards it. Now, as far as a book, I won't speak on this book very much. This is a smaller book that I added. It's only like 100 pages. I read it because I'm kind of sick of fantasy right now in a lot of ways. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to read a religious book. Now, this book is made by, he's a preacher, Jeffrey D. Johnson. It's called The 5 Points of Millennialism. So far, I'm about 70 pages in, so basically 30 pages to go, kind of, with this book. I'm enjoying my time with it. I really, truly am. I feel like I'm learning a lot. So if you are an millennialist, or if you're interested in like end times eschatology, definitely check out this book. I'm not going to give it, I'm not going to say it's a 5-star book, but it's definitely worth the read. And it's definitely a book that you can reread and feel like you're getting something out of it. So that's what I'll say on this book. Now, as far as Misfits of Magic, The Last Halloween, I am a chapter away from finishing this book. Overall, I've enjoyed my time with it. I will say, maybe I felt like the climax came on a little bit too soon. I kind of felt like they needed a little bit more build up, but this is a really well made book. Like, this is a really well made book. I don't know if this is self published or if this was actually published, but this feels like a published book. This feels like a series. Well, I mean, it is a series I will be continuing with. I will be continuing with this and looking forward to it because I think this really has potential. So I've enjoyed my time with it. So Fred Gracely, hey, kudos to you. I think you made a really fantastic read here. Really interesting, fun book. Love Goth as a main character. Maybe feel like some of the magic system is a little bit unexplained, and that's what's holding it back. But I'm hoping that maybe book 2 can solve this. I think this is a trilogy as well, but I think book 2 maybe can solve some of the problems that I have with book 1. But overall, enjoying the read when it comes to it. I am exactly one chapter away from finishing that book too. So I was kind of hoping I'd get finished with it before I did this video, but I decided, you know what, I better just go ahead. So, Michael Heiser, The Unseen Realm, another religious book, really interesting if you know about Deuteronomy 32, if you know about Psalms 82. Michael Heiser has some really interesting views over angels and demons and how all of this biblical stuff works. This is an amazing book. Absolutely amazing book. Michael Heiser just knows what he's talking about when it comes to things, when it comes to biblical studies. I feel like this is a book, well, anything that Michael Heiser ever wrote, I'm probably going to read. I'm deeply invested in his viewpoints, and I think he takes really hard concepts and really shows the Bible for what it needs to be showed as. And I think he's got an interesting perspective. And I'd recommend anybody who's interested in, this isn't really an eschatology book as much as it's really just a biblical studies book, a different viewpoint of maybe where you're not aware of some of the context that's going on in the Old Testament and New Testament. So I feel like he does a really good job of explaining the supernatural worldview in this specific book. So enjoying my time with it. I'm about 60% through. Now, books that I am just starting. Books that I thought I would be saving for next month. Now, this is the second of the Gentleman Bastards book. I don't know why it's taken me so long to read from book 1 to book 2. I loved my time with this series. I loved the first book. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I gave the first book a 5-star. I thought it was so amazing. The Lies of Locke Lamora. Red Seas Under Red Skies, I'm only about 2 to 3 chapters in the audiobook, which I would recommend if you were into this series. Definitely check out the audiobook. I think they do a great job when it comes to it. It's on par with like Dungeon Crawler Carl in a lot of ways. It really truly is. Every one of the characters feels different and unique and really comes to life in the audiobook. But Red Seas Under Red Skies, so far, I know a lot of people say from the first book to the second book to the third book, it just keeps getting worse as it goes. But I'm about 2 to 3 hours into this, and I'm loving my time. I'm loving how the characters are going through struggles, and I like their schemes, and their schemes are brilliant, always brilliant. Like, Scott Lynch just really knows how to come up with unique ways of really stealing in a lot of ways, and he does this in this book as well, or at least so far in this book. So am I going to say it's as good so far and I'm as hooked as I was in The Lies of Locke Lamora, the first book? Probably not as locked, but it's still so far a 4-star read for me. Like, that's the way I'm feeling towards it. So loving that. Now, as far as another book that I was going to save, probably not even for September. I was actually planning for this to be maybe a November or December read. But Dark Age, the fifth book in the Red Rising series. I did not enjoy Iron Gold or whatever it was called. I hated that book. Oh, that was the worst book. One of the worst books I've ever read. I enjoyed no part of it, and I was not looking forward to Dark Age, especially when you see just how big this book is. Look at this. This is a huge book. I'm not very far in. I am not very far in. I'm about 20 to 30 pages into this book. I've got a while to go in it. A while to go. So I probably won't be finishing it this month. So I will be finishing it in September. So what do I think of it so far? A little bit return to form a little bit. But I've really only hit on Darrow. So I guess that there's like a little pet peeve that I'm starting to have when it comes to Red Rising books is I feel like they skip a lot of time, and they, in some of that time and the events that they skip are really interesting, and I wish they would have showed them. And so I don't really understand where Pierce Brown is going when it comes to that. I don't feel like we need the excessive time jumps where that we're missing information. Like, I believe this guy's name is Atlas that's in here, and he's a full, grown character in this book where he was a kid in, I think, the third book. And he's like on Darrow's level when it comes to like strength and abilities. And maybe, probably even better. But I think so far I am enjoying it. But I'm going to wait until I get into some of the further point of views before I absolutely say it's a return to form, and I'm enjoying my time with this. Red Rising, if you'd asked me about 6 months ago, this is my favorite series of all time. I no longer feel that way, and I don't know if I'll ever recover from that. I kind of feel like books 3 and 4 really were a letdown. I would say definitely Iron Gold was a letdown. Lightbringer, I believe, was the third book, and I think that was okay until the very end. I did not enjoy some of the you're in the character's head, but he's not telling you what's going on. I hate that aspect of it. I do like that we're out of his head now a little bit. I just don't like a lot of the POV characters that we're unfortunately having to deal with. Hopefully they'll be better in this book than they were in last book. Hopefully they'll be more interesting and there'll be more to do. It feels like Darrow is on vengeance tour right now, and that's what this book needs. And this is where Darrow is at his best. So here's hoping that we've actually got the best part of Pierce Brown's Red Rising. But overall, guys, that's all I've got to say on that. Let me know in the comments down below about what do you think some of these books. Like, have you ever read Misfits of Magic? What do you think the Eye of the Bedlam Bride is? What would you rate that? Am I totally wrong on Empire of the Dawn? Let me know in the comments down below. And please tell me what you think of Dark Age in the comments below as well. And as always, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. And y'all take care.